I'm quitting alcohol. So it's done. It's dusted. Biden is over. Is he alive or dead? Who knows? They probably assassinated him with an uncooked pea in his dinner last night. And now Jill Biden's taken over his account. Well, she's always been in control, but, they forced her. They forced her hand. So Sleepy Joe's out and cackling Camilla is in. She doesn't make it to the convention. She is going to get assassinated. She is dead. There is no fucking way they can run with that idiot. Like, she's clearly an idiot. She's retarded. They've been hiding her for the last 4 years too, because every single time she starts speaking about policy or like world events or fucking international relations or she just sounds retarded. I don't think people remember that she didn't become vice president through merit either. They were like, all right, Joe Biden is an old racist white guy. Let's temper him with a little bit of brown. That was the thinking behind it. There was no more thought put into it than that. Her record as a DA was horrendous. She kept like 5,000 people in jail. I'm just parroting what RFK said today, actually. I have no idea about her record as a DA. What the fuck am I looking into Kamala Harris's fucking record? I'm happy just to parrot RFK Jr. on this one, all right? RFK, the anti-war nominee. Except the Israel war, he's 100% behind that. When you say anti-war, you got to be specific. There's some good wars. There's some good killing, So Kamala Harris, everyone thinks she's going to be the nominee. I think even the Hill Dog came out and threw her support behind her. But I can tell you right now, the embarrassing fucking gaffes are doing the rounds already on Twitter and Instagram. She's humiliating. She's fucking humiliating. There was one tweet going around saying Kamala Harris really does have charisma, but it's not president of the USA charisma. It's like fourth hour host of the Today Show charisma. And she does. Like, she could sell you a vacuum. She could really make some non-stick pots and pans exciting. Negotiating nuclear war? That seems a little bit of a stretch. But she is a woman and she is brown. And they can do anything. That's what we've been taught. They're the absolute... They're the fucking pinnacle of society. Don't get me wrong. Trump is an absolute fucking nightmare as well. He's been talking about getting Jamie fucking Dimon, the JP Morgan president, getting him in as the head of Treasury. Can you believe that? Can you fucking believe that? One of the biggest fucking criminals on Wall Street. And the other alternative he's talking about is Larry Fink, the fucking head of BlackRock. It's wild times, people. It's wild times. The only play the Democratic Party has left is assassinate Kamala Harris and bring in Big Mike. Big Mike is the only one popular enough to even fucking battle Trump. Big Mike could even win as well if they went head to head. It'd be hard though, because the meme wars, Jesus Christ, they would be fucking brutal. You wouldn't even be able to see a photo of Michelle Obama on the internet without a dick photoshopped onto it. Anyway, we'll see how that all plays out. I can tell you this right now. It's not just going to be a smooth sailing. Kamala Harris just walks right up to the Democratic nomination. Something else is going to happen. I don't know what, but it will. Anyway, it's Monday, and you know what time it is. It's Us Boyle time. I'm going to save you the spiel today because I'm fucking tired. It was a big day waterproofing today. But you know the deal. Go to my website, boylecomedy.com. Everything's there. Ask Boyle, Fucked Up Fridays, and Patreon. Get on board all of them. I should probably just do that every week, but I do like saying one of the greatest minds of the generation. Anyway, let's get to this week's Fast Boyle. All right, so this week's Ask Boyle was sent in by my man Tim Cooper. Hanging with my man is also Cooper. So it doesn't say where he's from, but here's the question. As we navigate the fine brackets non-existent line between hyperinflation and economic depression, how long have we got until either happens? As it seems we are just postponing it with interest rate rises and cuts until the last possible moment. Can we escape without chaos? Well, Coops, you have come to the right place. Well, this is a question from a man that seems like he knows what he's talking about. He's asking the right questions. Now, at the moment, in this economic environment, there's really only two things you can do, and both eventually lead to exactly the same place. One happens faster and one happens slower. The first way is the slow way, which is what they've always done. Print more money, increase the debt, kick the can down the road, deal with inflation. Inflation gets more and more. Your purchasing power decreases, and over a long enough time frame, it eventually ends up in hyperinflation because the debt increases exponentially. Then you've got the interest payments that also increase exponentially. So then you have to print more money to pay the debt and then finance everything else. That's what they've been doing since, well, before 2008, the great financial crisis. But that's when QE, quantitative easing, which is just money printing, that's when it really kicked off. And they've been doing it ever since. But that can last God knows how long. That can last a long time. But we're coming towards the end of it. I don't think it can last any longer than another 10 years. Like just printing more and more money, inflation getting out of control. I think it gets to hyperinflation within 10 years, but who knows? They've got a lot of fucking tricks, these cunts. They just keep on fucking putting band-aids over everything, and it manages. It's barely managing, but it manages. So that's the prolonged death, inflation, money printing. There's no real way to know exactly when it clicks over to hyperinflation or when it just gets completely out of control. It's completely out of control right now. Like, you got to understand that the US and every single country in the world, every government in the world is insolvent. So they're really just playing a game of how long can we prolong this, like you said. And that's impossible to predict. But over a long enough time frame, if you stretch it out, it happens regardless. There's no turning back. It happens. The other way, the short, quicker death, is jack the interest rates, cut spending, basically austerity, basically what they should be doing. Responsible government, responsible spending, cut budgets, cut war spending, cut fucking defense, cut everything, raise interest rates, let the banks collapse, let everything collapse, let the shit that should die without intervention die, which is everything. Everything would die because it's just been fucking propped up by crazy, crazy amounts of printed money for so long. But if that happened, you're talking like maybe a year or two of that. If they raised interest rates now, another 2%, the whole system would collapse within a year. It would suck that much money out of the system that liquidity would be finished, and the deflationary effects of this would mean no one would be able to pay off any of the debt they have, and the whole world is run on debt. So that's the quicker, more violent, but probably the better way to go. I've been reading a little bit of this economist, Murray Rothbard, and he basically says the more you prolong a correction, the more you intervene, the more you artificially prop up a system, the longer and the more severe the depression at the end of it is going to be. And they've been propping up and artificially fucking keeping this whole system alive for the last 16 years. So when it comes, it's going to come hard. And I feel like the chaos, the cleanse that's coming is going to be biblical. I don't know if Bitcoin is going to save everyone in time. I don't think people are going to get it in time. I feel like it's just going to blow up. It's going to be a correction. It's going to be a world war. The world war is basically already started. There's fucking proxy wars between the US and China in Myanmar. There's proxy war between the US and Russia in Ukraine. And there's a proxy war in Syria between the US and Russia. So the US are ready to go to war. They're ready to reset this whole system. It can be avoided. It could have been avoided. But I feel like this ship may have sailed. The way to avoid it is just take your money out of the system. Take all your economic energy out of the system that is inflationary. That is the death system. You take it out of that and you put it in the only bulletproof system there is. Just spend some time looking into Bitcoin. I've been fucking saying this for years now. You all think it's a risk. It's the only certainty. It's fucking wild. Spend some time, spend some hours researching it, looking into it, figuring it out. I'm not yelling about this constantly for years now because I want to make some money off it. I think it's a Ponzi scheme and I'm high up on that. Like, are you crazy? It is a new alternative system based on truth. It's going to be the system whether you like it or not. It's inevitable. After the chaos, it will be Bitcoin. That's it. We can avoid the war if you just take all your economic energy and all your energy out of the death system, the war system, the debt system, and put it in the truth system, the immutable ledger, the open, free, permissionless system. That's how you avoid it. Besides that, there's another economist I listen to. His name's Luke Gromen. He says basically the US in particular has to inflate away the debt. So they need to run. He does the numbers as well. He's like basically for the next 5 years, the US need to run like 25 to 30% inflation, get it under control, reprice gold from 2,000 to 20,000. And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt everyone, but there's no other choice. Then after about 6 or 7 years, it's like rebuild time. So that's what he says, and he's a guy I like. He's not 110 on Bitcoin, but he's a big fan of Bitcoin as well. He's a big fan of gold and Bitcoin. So check out Luke Gromen. He's great. Luke and Gromen, Groman, I think. Or En, who knows. Anyway, that's what I've been trying to say for the last 3 years now. If you want to avoid the coming catastrophe, begin taking your money and your energy out of this system and putting it in Bitcoin. And I would start doing that very fucking soon because Donald Trump's about to speak at the Bitcoin conference and I'm pretty sure there's going to be like a $5,000 or $6,000 candle because he's going to say we're going to hold it as a reserve currency or a reserve asset. And when that comes out publicly, it's going to explode. And then all the big institutions are going to get on board. And then you're going to be like, well, we had 15 years to front run the big institutions and the fucking nation states, but we decided not to. We decided to listen to the fucking horse shit that every other cunt was saying. We didn't even look at it ourselves. That's what you're going to be saying to yourself in like a year. You're going to be like, why didn't I just look into it just a little bit? Why didn't I just fucking research for a couple of hours instead of listening to some fucking idiot that knew nothing about it on Fox News or the news or fucking next door neighbor or some guy down at the gym or some fucking idiot accountant? Look into it yourself. Figure it out yourself. You're all going to be, oh my God. When it happens, when these nations and every big institution you can name adopt Bitcoin, you can't fucking say ever that you didn't know. I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know. You had 15 fucking years just to look into it a little bit. Just graze your eyes over something. Plus, you had me yelling every other day for 3 years, trying to tell you in every fucking possible way. But you prefer to be prisoner of the other system. I was speaking to my dad the other day. He hates this system, but everything he says is like, oh, there's no way the government will fucking let Bitcoin. I'm like, what? Who are you going for here? Are you like a fanboy for the fucking government now? Like, what's going on? You should be like, yeah, fuck the government. I'm putting every last cent of my fucking economic energy in the incorruptible system. All you need to do is like 10 to 20 to 30 hours study to understand Bitcoin is incorruptible. It hasn't been hacked. There's a transaction, an unhackable transaction every 10 minutes. When Julian Assange fucking was doing WikiLeaks dumps, they cut him off everything. Banks, PayPal, fucking credit cards, MasterCard, Visa, American Express. He couldn't get any money. So what did he turn to? Bitcoin. And what happened? They couldn't do shit because they can't fucking stop it. Jesus Christ. I really wanted this to be... I wanted this to be a short one. I wanted to go to fucking bed. Anyway, fucking here we are. We've done a long one and that'll fucking do it. Thanks for the question. I got a little bit fucking carried away, but I really, really just want people to figure this fucking out because it's going to save fucking a lot of people's lives. It's going to make the world a better place for my children. It's going to make the world a better place for you. It's going to make the world a better place for everyone. So I just want people to have a little look. Just look. Fuck me. Anyway, that'll do it for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.